branding your shop and naming your shop. Whether you are opening a brand new Etsy shop or looking to improve your existing shop, branding is something that not many people think about. And it's not what you think it is. Branding is not about a super fancy logo and banner. Branding is not about using the same colour scheme and font across all your shops and social media. Branding is about a recognisable feeling that resonates across your tribe, your potential customers. For your return customers, it's so they recognise and remember you, and also to make them a promise about the level of quality and customer service they can expect. And for new customers, it's to be able to easily understand what you're all about, to be able to say, yes, this person is for me, for them to be able to say, yes, I belong here and want to buy from you and tell all their friends about you. This is why it's so important that this step has to come after we've decided on our target market and we have an idea of what we're planning to sell. So what is that feeling that we want? For example, if we're selling decor, is it ultra-modern? Is it homesteady? Is it Scandinavian style? All of these things could give us a different feel. And this starts to give us ideas in our mind's eye of things like names for our shop, how to photograph things, and even the language we use to describe our listings. This is another really good reason why it's important to start out super niched down with a real idea of that niche of things that you want to create. If the fast food restaurant, when it started out, had decided it wanted to sell burgers and steak and pizza and fajitas and nouvelle cuisine, it's highly unlikely that the stores would have that bright colouring and the mascot clown, and it would have never built up that brand loyalty that it has just now, so that now it can, if it wants to, expand into selling pizzas or cafe type items because its tribe has loyalty and enjoys different things now and then. Naming your shop is a super important first step. When I started 11 years ago, I never even thought that 11 years down the line I would still be calling my shop after my dog. But it does describe my shop well. Ben McFuzzylugs. Muck because I'm Scottish, and Fuzzylugs because my little sculptures have woolen ears and woolen rest of them. Now bear in mind, when you're thinking of names, synonyms of a word can invoke a different feeling. Designs, art, doodles, scribbles. You can use your name, a nickname, a pun, or a play on words. A couple that spring to mind from my local area. Firstly, in the UK, there's a pasta sauce called El Paso, and there was a driving school near me, someone teaching people to drive, and he called himself El Paso, which I saw that like 15 years ago and I still remember the name. And about the same time, I saw in the van of a handyman, their logo, their shop name was Natural Born Drillers, and that just made me laugh because it brought into mind the old film from years back. So it made me think, yeah, if I'm going to hire someone to do some handyman stuff about my house, why not Natural Born Drillers? It was hilarious. And also in a shop name, you could go with what you create. However, this might be harder to get a name or a URL, as plenty of people will be trying to talk about beads and charms and whatever it is you make. Make sure whatever name you go for, it's unique, memorable, and easy to spell. Now let's think about the look of your shop. Think about setting up a backdrop or have an area in your house for photographing. Set up for the feel of your brand with any props and anything that'll make you recognisable to your customers. So not only do you have a cohesive look in your shop, all your photographs, people know that's you, but also it makes it so much easier to photograph your items if you already know what the lighting needs to be, what angles are best, if you've already done all the hard work and you just need to stick your items in the scene and shoot the picture. If you're hiring a photographer, make sure they understand the branding, the feel of your shop, so they can work to create something of that kind of style for you. And if you want to create a shop banner for your shop, you don't have to, but they're fun to have. Now is the time to think about creating that. You don't need to use expensive, fancy editing software. And you don't need to know a whole lot about editing. There are free programs out there. On a free site like Canva, not sponsored, but I dipped in to have a go for my Etsy shop and just to show you how you can do that. They have custom canvas sizes for Etsy banners that you can pick from several templates that you can customise. Make sure you pick one of the free ones if you're wanting it free. You can upload your own images. PNG files are for the transparent backgrounds or just regular JPEGs. Add your name, a little tagline, and once you're happy you can download ready to use on your Etsy store. And the observant amongst you will notice that I now have a name for my store. After asking in my community what I should name it, and knowing that I really had to include my second dog's name, it's not fair to just have one dog in a store, I settled for Mia's Paw Prints, which I love. And although I made this banner in Canva, I do much prefer Adobe Photoshop. So I went back and made myself a better banner. Although the Canva one is good enough, it wasn't good enough for me. I wanted to try and show that my shop was geared around digital art, digital drawings. And so to get that feel of it, the drawing tablet, I got the image from a site that gives free stock images, royalty-free commercial use images. I used Pixabay. So make sure if you want to use other people's images, you do have permission for that, for royalty-free sites, things like that. But an image like this can really help spruce up your banners. I also got some images with a desk with a tablet on it and a Polaroid picture, so I was able to work on a custom theme for my thumbnails, a template for my thumbnails that I'm able to drop in my final drawings and also the picture that I was working from, which hopefully gives people an idea of what I'm doing. So for now, my second shop branding is started. Let me know, what is your branding? What is the feel that you want to convey when people visit your shop? Don't forget, check out the rest of the videos in this playlist for how to open your Etsy shop. Even if you already have an Etsy shop, it might give you some ideas of things you can improve on, and click on my wee face to subscribe. Thank you so much.